Hi, this is Amir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Thursday the 4th of July. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which seems to be looking forward to a possible regime change from tomorrow, with the market nearly up to the 50-day moving average and that red resistance line there from May. And in question, the level is around the 82.50 mark, so we need an end-of-day close above that to then give us the chance of a move higher within that rising trend channel from back in October last year. Initial target there, obviously 8300, and then June's 8371 spike to look forward to, and only back below the floor of the channel now, around the 8150 level, really delaying the upside. So quite a decent turnaround there, basically bouncing off the June support area at 8110. Moving on to the DAX, and here you can see that it's actually cleared its 50-day moving average, so that's around the 18,400 level. And above that, looking for the May resistance line there around the 18,700 level. It looks as though the extended testing of that price channel floor there from back in September finally completed after a little bear trap below it earlier in the week. But with the RSI in the mid-50s and a clearance of the 50-day line today, it looks as though a new leg to the upside is on its way. Worst case at the moment is back down to 18,000, but ideally there is no need for a rug pull. Moving on to Bitcoin, as the Dow is closed today for a holiday, and here you can see that Bitcoin has done what we were fearing it would do, which was to actually test the 200-day moving average. That's around the 58,000 level. We haven't been below the 200-day moving average since back in October, so it is quite a significant technical event. We've still got the chance of a move down to that March support line projection at 56,000 before this market stands a chance of turning around. Positives are, or the positive is that the RSI is now near the, or in the oversold area towards 30, and therefore there is a chance that we're just a day or two away from a possible rebound, but obviously it's disappointing that this market is now below its 200-day moving average. Moving on to gold, and here the battle with the 50-day line and that May resistance line looks like it's been won, at least for now, with a decent bit of price action yesterday. The 50-day line there around 2350, and above that we're looking for a return to June resistance, 2400 or 2400. At the moment, the downside being seen as limited to the old May support area, 2285. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Avacta, we were looking for the 53 pence level as the first target when we're in the 40 pence area, and then the second target was to look for 63, and we've hit that today right on the nose. I don't think anybody else can do that, and if they can, maybe they can let me know how they do it. In the meantime, though, we've got a final target, near-term target, which is the top of that gap down there from back in April at 67 pence. So hopefully the shares can achieve that, but get an end-of-day close through 63, and then have to head up to 67, even if we then come back after that. Upside here valid while we're in the mid-50s, really, I suppose, is the obvious thing to suggest. Moving on to Arkle, which has been trying to recover in the last couple of days, but we haven't still been able to get through the 50-day moving average there at 0.25. We can do that on an end of week or end of day close basis. Then the next target, or the initial target here, is 0.35 at the 200-day moving average. Overall, hoping that this stock is in a broadening triangle base, and the target here could be through 0.5 pence, but obviously at the moment that seems a long way away, especially if we haven't actually broken through the 50-day moving average. On to Bluejay, and this was one of the highlights of the early part of the week, and last week as well. Here you can see that the shares are now clinging to the 200-day moving average area. That's around the 0.5 pence level, and above that we're still looking for the shares to try and get up to the 0.7 to 0.75 area. Again, we just missed our target there, our best case scenario target there, 0.75 by a small margin. Ideally, we stay above 0.4, the previous target, ahead of a move to 0.75 over the next few weeks. Moving along to Challenger, which I wanted to look at yesterday, but managed to miss out. Here, nice little bull flag forming at the 50-day moving average. That's around the 0.14 level. And above that, looking for the shares to hit the top of that rising trend channel from back in September as high as 0.19 sometime later this month. But looks like a pleasing picture there, given the support that we've got above the 200-day moving average and obviously at the floor of that channel. Capex is next, and here still looking for the shares to consolidate above 0.18, which they've largely done in the recent past. Got a line of resistance there, that's currently at 0.21, so we need an end of day close above that line to then unleash the hoped for target there as high as 0.4 or even 0.42 over the next 4 to 6 weeks, but shaping up quite well at the moment. Ecobuildings is next, and here they've built their first building, which is quite a big big event really. Here we've had the shares bouncing off that broken October resistance line there around 12 pence above that, looking for the shares to hit 17 pence hopefully later this month as new buildings arrive, one presumes. E-Star is next, and good news regarding Verkuba and the possibility of selling it. Here the shares gapped up back in April when the initial potential sale was in focus, and now we are hopefully delivering a new leg to the upside. Target here up towards the 4.5 pence area by the end of this month, especially while we remain above recent support around the 3.2 pence area. On to Image Scan, which also had an announcement today. You can see it's moving as I speak. Gapped up back in April and has gapped up again now. It was a bear trap item reversal from February through April, so it looks as though we are going to break that falling trend channel, top of that channel there, around the 2.1 pence level. And if we can do that, then the next level up would be the line I'm drawing at the moment, which is up towards the 2.9 pence area, maybe by the end of next month. The key here is holding above the 200-day moving average, currently at the 1.6 pence zone. itim is next, and here another RNS story that came out today. Here we've got the shares in a rising trend channel. They've gapped up again after gapping up in February, and so we're expecting progress within a rising trend channel from last year. Top of the channel there, heading for 50 pence plus, and we're looking for that by the end of July. On to Mosman, which had another stock with an RNS today. Here, shares were a bit higher than they are now, but still within that rising trend channel, a bit of resistance in the mid-60s, but still looking for the shares to head up to 0.07 by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above the floor of the channel there. That's currently around the 0.48048 level. Moving along to stock which I haven't covered for a few weeks, which is Ondine, and here you can see that we gapped up basically last month, and we've held above the floor of the gap. We've got a rising 50-day line as well, so looking for the shares to hit 11 or 12 pence, hopefully by the end of this month, and snap the 200-day line for the first time in quite some months. On to the last three. First one's Petrotal, and again here, looks like a recovery's in the air. We've got a broadening triangle there. That's been in place since October. We've gapped up. It's a bear trap gap reversal off the floor of that triangle. So we're looking for the shares to head up towards the 52 pence area, ideally by the end of this month, especially while we remain on the right side of recent support around the 42 pence mark. Sovereign Metals is next, and here obviously the shares probably should be rather higher than they are with the Rio news, but obviously so these things take a while to sink in. We've achieved the first target here that we had, 37 pence above that, looking for the upper parallel of that resistance line target from June last year, as high as 56 pence, and ideally that happens by the end of next month or even sooner. Finishing off with Tirupati, and here we've already had massive spike. You can see that the shares trying to head for that resistance line target there from back in March. That's around the 8.2 pence level, so hopefully we'll get that in the next 24 hours. After that, if things go well, it's up towards 12 pence, ideally by the end of the month. The key here, though, is staying above the 50-day line, around 5.4 pence. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.